There, Kevin Wilkie, and if you have a mindset around sales that is not empowering you, so maybe you feel like you're not a salesperson or you don't like sales or you're not good at sales, then this training video is definitely for you because I want to walk you through how I transform my very disempowering sales mindset into one that I now love it. I look forward to it. I'm really great at it. And this is what's going to allow you to go out there and get new clients every week moving forward in your business. So this is what my mindset on sales looked like last year. So I'm not good at it, I don't enjoy it, and I don't want to do it, and it makes me really uncomfortable. So do you feel like this right now? If so, then this training is definitely for you because I'm going to show you how I completely transformed this 180 degrees. Or maybe you're already having some success or are successful in sales, and you might discover a way to elevate your game to the next level by discovering what's in the way of you being a sales master, by shifting a part of it that's not supporting you. And then you have to ask yourself, or I did, was what's the likely future if I continue believing this up here right now? And what's likely is it was going to be failure of my business by a slow and painful business death. So let's look at what it actually looked like. So we started the agency in January of last year, and this was the gray line is new clients and the red is total clients. So as you can see, we were completely and totally flatlined. And if this continued on this way, this business was never going to become successful. And then at the end of last year, we set the goal of having 100 clients by the end of December 2018. So you can see there's a massive gap of what would have to take place for that to become a reality. So now my mindset is I enjoy it, I'm really damn good at it, I look forward to doing it, and because I was able to be successful at doing the sales process myself, I now built a team of salespeople that actually replaced me. However, this is a catch. You have to do it first before you can train a salesperson to do it for you. And I remember the day that both of my salespeople closed a deal all on their own with zero involvement from me. That was just total elation because I realized the dream was fulfilled. I've replaced myself totally, and now the business can grow. We can reach our objectives and targets without me having to be the person that's doing it myself. So this is what it looked like now. That shift actually occurred right here at the end of 2017. And then I went to work on really learning how to do sales because it's something I never really did before. And then it started to click in February, took off in March, and now we're on this trajectory of fast, rapid growth. This is what we project to be at the end of this year. So you can see transformation happened right here, end of 2017. It took a couple months to really learn how to do it and fine-tune a process, and then it just took off. So now we probably are on pace to get to closer to 140, maybe even 150 sales or total clients by the end of the year, not 100. And it might even be bigger than this because my two salespeople are doing this part-time right now. So once they get to full-time focus on this, they could probably do even more than this. So first thing that you need to ask yourself is really analyze what is your inner dialogue. So I shared what mine was in the previous slide. So what is yours? And you just sit down and keep a log of what's those recurring themes that you have, that inner voice that you talk to yourself with. And figure out what is it telling you day after day when it comes to sales. And get really clear what it is for you. Then there's 4 questions to ask yourself to actually transform it. So the first question, I'm going to walk you through each one of these and share exactly what my answers were so you can see an example so you can do this yourself. 1, it's having this belief is definitely costing you something, and it's costing you way more than what you realize. But then there's a reason that you keep this belief around because it's not serving and empowering you. It's not getting you to your goals and dreams. So it's the payoff that's hidden to you that allows it to stick around. Third question is ask yourself, is this belief really true? Or is it just something that you made up? And the fourth one is now that you see the cost and you're highly motivated to change it, you see the payoff that you don't want to be receiving anymore, you know that's not true, then what's the mindset that would really support and empower you moving forward? And then once you answer those four, you want to set yourself up for success by having easy wins to see quick success. And I'll show you what I did to make that happen as well. So here were my four answers. So on the cost side, there's two different costs. There's the future cost of what you're going to miss out on. So for me, if my mindset doesn't change, the business was going to fail. There's no way around it. If I didn't embrace the sales side of the business, there's nobody else that was going to do it, and the business was going to fail. Second, I had no plan B business to fall back on. If this didn't work out, I didn't have anything else to do. So this one had to work out. Next one is, if it did fail, I was going to feel it's going to be an even bigger failure by me by not being able to make this company work on my own. Like I was able to do it in the past, but now starting from scratch, doing this on my own, no resources to fall back on, nobody else, is all up to me. And if I couldn't make it happen, then I was going to be even bigger failure in my eyes, and how I felt everybody else was going to view me. And there's another cost, which is what the cost that you're experiencing right now, this moment. One, I was completely stagnant in my business life. I wasn't growing, expanding, I wasn't moving forward. And then financially, I was really just treading water. I was able to do some side consulting to get by with some of these short-term solutions financially, but all that was going to come to an end in the near future. So if I didn't get the business working, I was going to be in really big trouble financially. And my doubt and lack of confidence was increasing month after month after month, and it was going to become rather crippling if I let it continue down that road. So next is you have to really get real with the cost of keeping this mindset around. And that's identifying and acknowledging for the first time how much it will cost you in the future and right now. So we just walk through those two, future cost and right now cost. And then once you really get clear on that, it's going to give you the motivation to actually do something about it. So my realization is the only option is I'm going to have to change my mindset. There's no other option. If I didn't change it, it was not going to work. I was going to fail. And second realization is I am actually 100% in my control to do this. There's actually no outside force making me believe that I'm not good at sales, that I can't do sales. Nobody pinned that tag on me and says, from this point forward, Kevin, you are not good at sales and there's nothing you can do about it. I 100% made that up myself. So once I became responsible, that was my belief, that I created myself, that gave me the power to actually change it. Exact same thing for you. Nobody forced or made you not be successful at sales or not able to do sales. It might be challenging for some of you, but you're going to come to the realization that is 100% in your creation and then in your control. So now let's look at the payoff that's making it stay around. Because if you weren't getting something out of having this belief, then there's no reason it would stick around. But the payoff or the benefit is actually hidden and you can't see it. And it's greater than whatever cost that it's experiencing you. But when you look at the payoff, it's actually rather discouraging. So one, I allowed to, having this belief gave me a reason to justify the lack of results I was getting. Also, allowed me to let myself off the hook to actually go do the sales process. Well, I can't do it. I don't need to do it because I'm not good at it. I don't want to do it. And it gave me all this justifications and lack of accountability. And I just didn't have to be responsible for the results or the lack of results that we're getting. I got to completely avoid responsibility in this area of my business. And this is just what it means to be human. Every human unknowingly looks for this in their life unless you create a more empowering context to stand in. And you get really clear on this. And then when I really got honest with myself internally, what was going on is I got to live a life of a helpless victim of this belief. So I was completely and totally at the mercy of this belief that I formed, which means I was a victim. And that was really painful. Like, I view myself as this powerful person because that's like externally, I felt like I'm this powerful person. I'm successful in life. That's what I'm acting like. But really, I'm not. I'm totally lying to myself because I'm being a victim about this belief that I have about myself and sales. So next question number 2 is question number 3 is this belief actually true? And 100%, the answer is flat out no. This belief is 100% made up by me, and the same thing is you made it up about yourself. And then I keep it around and support it by that ongoing internal dialogue and self-talk. So like just reaffirming that I'm not good at sales, I don't like to do it, I don't want to do it, I'm very uncomfortable about it. I keep having that same conversation over and over and over and over again until just like that's just like who I am. But that was 100% made up by me. So that means the fact is, the longer that I held on to it, the longer that you hold on to your I'm not a salesperson belief, the longer the business is going to struggle, and the most likely outcome is it is going to fail. So if you want to fail, then keep this belief around. And you're going to be right that you're not good at sales. If you want to be successful, then you have to transform this belief. And then the way that you transform this belief is you need to create a reason that's bigger than yourself. Because that belief is 100% just all about you and your life. So when you create something bigger than you, it gives you a bigger motivation to do something. So what I came to realization is we are legitimately helping businesses. Me and my partner really care about making a difference in the lives of every single business owner that we work with. And we have something of real value to offer them. Like what we're going to do for them is actually going to make a difference in their business. They're going to grow. They're going to get more business. They're going to generate more revenue. They're going to hire more people. They're going to create more jobs. They're going to impact their community. They get to have more growth in their business. They get to have more freedom in their lives. So then got really connected to the difference that we get to make for every one of our clients. And I started focusing on them and the difference that we're making for them. And then second, I just got really clear that I, one, have to, and second, I have to become good at this. There's no other option. That there's only thing that will make this turn around is I have to become good at sales, and I can learn and become good at it. It's a skill that I can gain. There's no mystery around it. It's just a new skill. And if it's a new skill, then I can just focus on making incremental, constant improvement of the process. And then down the road, once I've become decent at it, I don't have to become even excellent, just good enough. Then I can bring on salespeople that this is what their passion is. This is what their unique ability is. And I can train them on how to sell for my business and then pass it on to them. The last thing that I did is I set myself up for success. And I did that by the best leads that we would get is off of LinkedIn. So we had this very simple LinkedIn process that we followed. And the very first client that I sold was the first lead that I generated for myself off of LinkedIn. And I went through our sales process as not nearly as good as it is now, but the guy said yes and he signed up. And that moment I realized I can actually do this. And that was actually fun because that entire presentation I was just focused on how I can make a difference for him. And he said yes, and then it just took off from there. So you can set yourself up for the easiest path to success by focusing on the highest quality leads, which comes from LinkedIn. All right, so to recap what we went through is the 4 questions are, 1, what's the cost, both long-term and right now, that you're experiencing by holding on to this mindset around sales? Next is, what's the hidden payoff or the benefit that you're getting of having this belief stick around, which causes it to stay? Then asking yourself, is it actually true, or did you just make this up? So can you be powerful and responsible that you made this up, which means you can be in control to transform this belief into something that empowers you moving forward. And then fourth, what mindset would support you and empower you moving forward that you can come from. And then the bonus one is set yourself up for success by focusing on the easiest way to get prospects and to get new clients. So now, after you've gone through this, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, share your feedback and also any results that you're experiencing from this process. So thanks a lot. Hope this is going to make a difference for you. It's made a tremendous difference for me, and I'd love for the same for every single one that was like me and had a very disempowering mindset around sales, because anybody can be successful in sales if you have the right mindset and point of view around it.